Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late March, moving into early April 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancer Collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Cancerians in late March, early April? We are in the early stages of the Aries season. Let's see what energies, messages, insights we could take a little peek at. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer in late March, early April. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is big water sign energy. I feel like I've seen this exact card for a few other signs this week. But for a Cancer reading, this could actually be pretty good, depending on what you're going through. I love the inward focus, and it feels like it just fits that water sign comfort zone, right? Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So we have an interesting little scene in this image, right? We have this lady, and she's kind of draped in a blanket of sorts, and it looks like she's doing some sort of yoga pose where she's sleeping. She is like bent in half, which is a little odd. But to me, I feel like it's somebody stretching and relaxing and releasing, which I think is a really good vibe. Notice we have the rainbow. So there is this little inward sleepy type of energy as well. So if you've been having sleep issues, if you're feeling a little tired, or there's any energy issues, this could be spirit just saying like, hey, you need some recuperation, rest, relaxation. Everyone needs it from time to time. But it's also very creative and very dreamy, and that's what I really like about it. Now, for some Cancers, maybe you are spending a lot of time going within, doing the prayer, the meditation, all that kind of stuff, the yoga. This is very, very good for that inner world exploration, which I really like. Any form of spirituality highly favored with this card. But yeah, at the same time, it also feels dreamy. Now, imaginative cards are a very good thing because it's great for expressing oneself and figuring things out. Um, just watch out that you're not there too long, right? It's all about a balance, like inner, outer. So watch out for overthinking or over imagining too. So we're just going to let her chill out. She's having a moment, right? Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Cancer. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled The Big Problem. We're going to shake that off this week, right? Now, the main overall thing, if I were to just put it in a nutshell, it seemed like there was a problematic energy showing up that needed a little bit of attention. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Cancer. What do we got for our good friends? There we go. Card number 1, Page of Wands. Nice. Cool. A little fiery. Very talkative. This card's like a little bit of a chatterbox. I don't know why that's showing up. Okay. We can get that page chilling right there by the amethyst. Maybe he'll chill out for a minute. Let's get a couple more. Thank you. Devil. You're not the first sign that's had this card this week, but again, it doesn't have to be the worst case scenario. To me, yeah, why is this? The page is like going at the devil. I don't know, that's odd. All right. I like the intention behind it. And then, yeah, then we have your power card right here on the back end, which is good. Which was another theme I saw last week. Like with the energy, there was like this problematic energy, but at the end of the reading, it showed up like something actually working in your benefit. And we're still getting shades of that. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I like the elemental mixture we got going on here because it's a nice mixture of a few different things. I always say when there's too much of one element, that the reading could get lopsided. Right? And there's a good mix. And I always like to look at the elements because it frames the reading for us and shows us how it's flowing. And we got a mix of fire, earth, and water. These two are actually very comfortable for Cancer energy. So again, these could be different areas of life right across the board, or it could be different aspects of the same thing. Now, when it comes to fire, that's the realm of action. So whether it's the actions we take, the actions other people take, I love the passion, drive, desire. It's huge when it comes to energy levels. So whether you're feeling high, whether you're feeling low, this is usually pretty good. It's vitality, right? It's that burn that we have within us. The downside to fire is that it could be a little unpredictable. It could be a little explosive sometimes. It could do something we don't expect. So we'll keep an eye. Now, moving to the middle here, we have Earth. So that works very well with Cancer energy because you're a water sign. So when I see Earth, I think of inner stability and security. Earth represents the security we have within us. Uh, it's predictability. It's our day to day life. It's our routine. So I think of work, money, business, investments, the material aspects of life, home, and family. So Earth does have some positive here. The downside, sometimes it could be a little stuck. Sometimes earthy energy is very difficult to move or move through. It could be stubborn, right? And then on the back end here, we have your power element, not just your power element, but your power card. But when it comes to the element of water, that's the realm of emotions, matters of the heart, inward feeling. So again, whether it's things or people that we're emotionally invested in, maybe you're feeling things a little extra in this time. That's very possible when we have the water showing up. It's creative, it's expressive, just like we saw with that first oracle card. The only downside to water is that sometimes it can overwhelm, and it's always in and out, up and down. So such is life, though, right? So we're going to need to keep an eye as we move through. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting here with the Page of Wands. Now, again, this could be a fire sign you're connected to. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Usually pages represent younger, more youthful types of energy. And I like pages. I always say they're students and they're messengers. So whether this is an energy of turning over a new leaf or this is a new arrival type of energy coming in, I usually like it. The Page of Wands has a lot of get up and go, a lot of pizzazz, a lot of spice, where it's like, I'm going to hit it and I'm going to hit it hard. This is an energy of motivation. So, again, there could be something that lights that fire within you at this time, and that could be really great. The only downside with the Page of Wands is sometimes it could burn itself out. Sometimes it puts too much energy into something and it neglects other areas. So this is an energy that can not have a lot of staying power, right? Because it could burn itself out. The thing we need to watch out for this, especially with the communication, conversation, and messages, because this page could get a little wild, right? Could get a little ambitious. So we're going to keep an eye on that. The downside with pages, again, there's great energetic potential, but sometimes that potential is not realized for whatever reason. Now, moving to the middle, we have the big pressure point within the spread that we want to keep a very close eye on throughout the reading. We have the devil. Now, if you're a Capricorn or you have Capricorn placements or you're connected to a Capricorn and this is their card, only due to the goat symbolism, right? We're not saying Cappies or devils. We love the Capricorns around here. But the thing with this card, we have to compartmentalize it, right? When this card speaks about the earthly matters of life, it's actually really good, right? The devil isn't just all trials and tribulations and worst case scenario. If we're talking about work, money, business, finance, like we were talking about with the element, this is great. This is great for acquisition or acquiring things. So that's nice. But the downside, there's a pretty big laundry list, right? This could represent attachments. This could represent situations or problems that we've been dealing with for a long time. It could represent addictions. It could represent things where it's like same stuff, different day. Obsessions, jealousy, all that kind of stuff. And I always say that it's on a spectrum, right? It's not always worst case scenario, but it is something that's worth our attention. And the reason I was chuckling in the beginning, like the page looked like it was running at that devil, where it's like, I will take you down. I don't know why, like, that's so, I don't know. It's just intriguing the way the energy shows to me. But moving to the back end, I love where we end up because we have the chariot, which is your power card. So again, not only your power element, but your power card, ending us off here, which is really great. Now, the chariot is the fastest moving card in the whole entire deck. It's here, there, and everywhere. It's coming or going. So it is a big energy of action. The thing I love about this is the determination, the push, the can't stop, won't stop. So whether that's advice from spirit or a mode that you're in, there's a lot of motivation when we add this chariot and the Page of Wands together. I really like it. Um, the downside to the chariot, sometimes it could be a little skittish. Sometimes it could jump the gun. Sometimes it could also be very confrontational, right? Like that's another thing. Like there's this underlying energy of hitting something head on that I want to look at. Now, chariot could also deal with distance and travel and stuff like that. But I want to dive deeper on all of this, Cancer. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the page. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the page in the mix? What do we got? Why is this page here? Okay. Yeah. All right. It's very much like out of the blue. So, sometimes where you say something, whether it's a phrase or a piece of information, you're like, damn, I shouldn't have said that one. It's like one of those where it's like that kind of got away from me. So that's watch around communication in this time. It doesn't necessarily feel like a miscommunication, but it does feel like an energy that's going to let it rip. So I don't want to quite call it an explosive conversation. Like it does have the surprising, unexpected aspect to it, where it's like, "Ooh, should I have said that?" It's like, "Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said that." So just watch out with anything like that. Now, the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself without a beard, he's one of our favorite pals. It's also one of your power cards. So again, we're getting a lot of power cards for the Cancer Collective. Usually in the upright, he's like square and balanced. Like not too one way or the other. It's usually pretty nice. But when he shows up in reverse under the page of wands, it's like, ooh, my emotions got the best of me there. Or, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. It's like one of those things where someone doesn't have a filter, too. So, again, maybe it's not accidental. Maybe it's not surprising. Maybe it's just a serious, no filter, blunt type of conversation, like a serious or an important talk could be in play as well. But we need to see what shows up with the rest. So, that's the main thing I'm picking up here, where it's like, ooh, should I have said that? Where it's just something where there's no filter for one reason or another. So there's this energy showing up around communication. We're going to keep going. And again, this could be coming from someone else too. Remember, like your power card's in reverse underneath it. Maybe this is someone you're connected to where they let something slip or they say something that they wish they could take back. Very possible. Let's keep going. Let's go in on the devil. That is very, very specific. So again, only take it if it hits, my friends. So why's the devil here? Yeah, this energy seems to just want to brush something under the rug. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles in the upright underneath the devil. Now, I will say this, when it comes to like money, work, business, finance, we love the center here. We do. That's really great for expansion. So anything business, money, work related, I'm actually really liking. So if you're having tension in those areas of life, that could be really good. It's great for the expansion. But if we're talking about like this conversational energy where it's like, screw it, I'm going to say it, screw it, I'm going to do it. Um, the devil with the Six of Pentacles was like, let's just pretend that didn't happen. I don't know why that's coming through. Usually, the Six of Pentacles, it's very charitable, very giving, very even and balanced, where it's like something might have been said, something let it rip, and then the devil in the center is like, don't worry about it, no problem. I'm not sure if I believe it, but that's how the energy feels to me, where either it's someone trying to brush something under the carpet or glossing over, where it's like, yeah, don't worry about it. No big deal. It's like one of those, but it might be a big deal, right? We're going to see how it plays out. So there's this interesting energy around a potential situation that stems from the communication. I mean, a lot of things do in life, right? But we're going to keep going. I'm not going to tell you whether the brushing it under the rug is a good or a bad thing. But yeah, this energy, it's trying to play something off. Like, oh yeah, that didn't affect me that much. Oh, don't worry about it. No big deal. That's very specific this week, Cancer. But let's go in on the Chariot. Let's see what's up with that Chariot. And then it comes up again. It comes up again. All right, something comes up again. So we have the Eight of Wands in reverse underneath it. And it could be the conversation or the talk that we're seeing where it's like something was said, something was discussed, brushed under the rug. Oh, no, we're going back and touching on this again. So again, I'm not sure if there's certain things or problems or situations that you might be circling back on in this time where it's like, we're going to follow up on this. Next time we talk, we're going to talk about this. But the Eight of Wands, usually in the upright, it's very fast, very similar to the Chariot, moving forward. Here we go, very fast. But in reverse, it's either stopping or it's an energy that's looping back. So again, there is this energy that seems to return here. Now, again, I'm not saying this is like a specific situation or a person. To me, it feels like this energy that got swept under the rug does get the attention that it needs and desires. So whatever that situation, that talk is that we've been seeing, it's like, all right, well, even if it seems like it's been water under the bridge, it does get brought up again. Okay, so there is this strong energy of revisiting topics, re-talking about certain things, even if it's something that's not even fresh in your mind. So just watch out for that in the coming weeks. So I'd say overall, there's a huge emphasis on talks and messages and communication. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. Interesting reading this week, Cancer. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we got the Page of Wands with our pal, the King of Cups, showing up there in reverse, where it's an energy that just lets it rip, lets one slip. Uh, there's no filter there where it's like I'm just going to say it. It's just like very blunt. So could it be a serious talk, important talk, or message? Very possible. But there's also this energy of someone just like letting it slip, though, where like it wasn't purposely, I wasn't purposely going to bring this up. It kind of just slipped out. Moving to watch with communication. Moving to the center, we have the devil with the Six of Pentacles in the upright, brushing it under the carpet, brushing it under the rug. Yeah, don't worry about it. No big deal. Like that's how the vibe shows. And I'm not going to say whether that's right or wrong to do. You know your situation in life better than I ever could, right? But yeah, the devil with the Six of Pentacles is like, yeah, no, everything's fine. Yeah, water under the bridge. I don't think I fully buy it because it does get pulled up again when we get to the back. Great energy around work, money, and finance, I'll tell you that. But when we get to the back end, we have the Chariot with Eight of Wands in reverse. So we're bringing it back up again. We're discussing it again. We're talking about it again. So don't be surprised if there's a lot of situations that you're touching base with once again. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further, Cancer. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get it going here. What do we got? Good, cool. Two of Pentacles. Now, usually this card can be very harmonious and balanced. The big shadow side with the Two of Pentacles, though, if this isn't something coming into a state of balance for you, which I hope that's the case, this card can sometimes overload itself, right? I always say, like, it can be imbalanced. It could be an energy that overloads its plate, has too much that it's dealing with, too much that it's working through. Its attention is scattered too far. So I would say in this time, especially with this as the shadow card, it's like very important to just not spread yourself too thin or not burn the candle at both ends, right? Because there is that energy, especially with the page, of burning out potentially when this card is here. Now, again, the Two of Pentacles is also very fair, balanced, and harmonious. So we're going to hope and claim that this positive energy is coming in towards you. But at the same time, this energy just feels like it's spread too thin. So just keep an eye on stuff like that. Like make sure you're not overdoing it in any area of life. At least for now, right? I know sometimes you have to, but that's just how it feels. But yeah, Cancer, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight into your situation and you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the March subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 subscribers to win either a copy of the Everyday Witches Tarot, beautiful deck, or a handmade crystal pendant, which I showcase at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what zodiac signs do you get along best with? Which ones are your favorite? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.